Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
Taking care of your eyes shouldn't be a hassle. That's why Warby Parker is a one-stop shop for all your vision needs. Our prescription glasses and sunglasses are expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Stop by a nearby store or use our app to virtually try on frames and get personalized recommendations. Did we mention we offer eye exams and take vision insurance too? For everything you need to see, head to your nearest Warby Parker store or visit warbyparker.com today. That's warbyparker.com.
Hello and welcome to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Brooke Brigham, I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham, I'm the therapist.
And today is Sister Wives Rewind Day. We are on season 6, episode 4. And I don't think I wrote down the name of the episode.
It's called Odd Wife Out.
Oh, okay.
And who's the odd wife out? We will soon learn. The mystery is solved by the end of the episode.
Okay, good. We're gonna go through this
keep everyone on the edge of their seat about which wife is the odd one out.
Which wife is the odd one out? Okay, so we are still a few weeks away from Christmas. The houses, they're having what they call the landscape walkthrough. So they all go to the cul-de-sac and, all the landscaping is finished.
Yes. It looks very nice, I have to say.
Looks very nice. Yeah. Those are huge houses.
Yeah, they are enormous.
I don't know. God, why did they ever leave?
Yeah. I hope that comes out about why they left. Because you've said in the past that you think they might have had balloon payments, which has been a theory.
That's a theory, but then I think I can't remember where I heard this, but I heard someone close to the family, or maybe someone from the family, said that wasn't the case. It was Kody just got a bee in his bonnet that, they needed to move. And it was just a coincidence that, Dayton was going to be going to college in Flagstaff. And all of a sudden they've got to move there before school starts. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know the truth.
But those are, the fact that they went from just taking on those, the mortgages, from where they started to where they got to, here I will just say in California, there is no way, if I woke up tomorrow and said, okay, I'd like to upgrade my home to that level of a home. There was no way I could even do it. And I'm just like, how did they get this done? I don't know.
I don't know.
Unreal.
Well, and they almost didn't because, the financing for Kody, Robyn, and Meri is still not approved.
Yes, I know.
Still
that was hilarious because, when they go through the landscaping, that's something Kody says, but he's like, but we still haven't acquired the financing. I'm just like, oh my God, it's 2 weeks before Christmas.
I know. And they're telling Mona we want to be in by Christmas. Anyway, this is the 4th week in a row, that we hear this sad story. But anyway, even though the financing is not all complete, they're going to start packing anyway.
Yes.
Because they say all they need is just one finished home with financing. What, you're all going to move into that one home?
It's all about this stupid Christmas celebration.
Yeah,
It's all about this one thing. And they all put really unrealistic expectations in their kids' heads, which is why we see this next episode where Leon has a bit of a meltdown.
Yeah.
And I feel for them because I'm glad I wasn't on TV as a teenager. But it's just like, yeah, you caused this problem. You caused why Leon's pissed and what's going on.
And the kids have said this many times, is that their parents always overpromise and then they don't come through. So the kids should be used to this.
Yeah, which is probably why half of them are like, oh God, do I really have to pack? I might be unpacking in a minute here.
Well, we see. Oh, go ahead.
Really quick. There's one quick thing when they're going through the houses, and then Christine, she's crying over the counters, like how beautiful they are. And Robyn goes, it's like she's describing them. And Robyn's like, it's like you're describing the person that you love. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, because she doesn't get crap from Kody. Like this is the most excitement Christine's had in I don't know how long.
Yeah, no, she does. She loves her kitchen.
Yeah.
That's all she's got.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
So then we see Aspen and Christine packing up the house, and they're all stressed out about moving. And it's funny, like the way that they interact and they talk to each other. They're like a married couple. They kind of are. They share the responsibilities of child rearing and everything else. So, they're making lists, and Christine is having to push her kids to pack. And Isabel talks about how it was hard not seeing her dad very much. So she's excited about seeing him more. But, don't get excited, Isabel.
Don't get too attached to that.
Don't get too attached.
Yeah. And the other thing was, they were talking about Robyn's patio. Her big patio, maybe the perspective was weird. I'm like, how are you going to get 18 kids and 5 adults on that patio in her back?
Well, I heard her say that it's a huge backyard.
Oh, okay.
So I think
her slab, though, wasn't that big. I'm like, what are you going to put out there?
But she has a big yard, so I guess she could expand.
Yes.
Do some more.
And this is definitely the point at which Mona has lost any patience that she has for the Browns. Mona is done by this point. So.
Yeah, she's just like praying that this financing, goes through, and she never has to talk to them again. Mm-hmm. So then Robyn says that she's changing her name. Mm-hmm. She went to a lawyer. She's doing a name change. She wants to change her name from Sullivan to Brown, because she says she wants to buy her house in the name of Robyn Brown.
Yes.
So, and then she's going to give it to Kody
for Christmas.
Yes. Okay. Then I don't know how this comes out, but she starts talking about how this is the year that Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna are supposed to go see their biological dad, as she calls him, in Montana. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's because she wants them to be in the house before they go, so that they get kind of connected,
attached to it.
I guess they've never seen it.
Yeah.
She said the inside. Well, I mean, they've taken the kids out there to the property so many times, but they haven't seen like the actual finished house, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all very weird because a lot of this is about them. Like, we've got to get these kids to see this house and see how great it is here so that they don't at all, decide that they want to go back to and live in Montana. And, I feel like Robyn really put a lot of this urgency in Kody's mind and everybody's mind, because do you think those 3 kids were just, if they hadn't seen the house before Christmas, they were going to go, yeah, I'm going to leave my mom and all of this. And it was so stupid.
It wasn't necessary. I don't know. This family, they really love to, it's mostly like Kody and Robyn, but they really love to come up with these narratives, these stories, this whole I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is. I'm sorry, but what Christine said, I can't remember I think in season 18, about how Robyn is dramatic. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of drama. Like, that's a lot of drama. We got to get in there. And then we see these flashbacks to them fleeing fleeing Utah. And it's the same thing, like such dramatics about this. And we see Robyn saying, this is not the America I learned about in school. I'm like, Robyn, you got to be kidding me here.
In school. Yeah. Yeah. She's, she says she's been moving from place to place over the last 5 years. And it's like, well, that was because it was your choice to come join this family.
Yeah.
And this will be her first home that she owns. And that this last rental property in Vegas was the nicest place she's ever lived in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
So then we see Kody and Janelle. I love this story. I don't know. There's something about it. So they're in their bedroom, and Kody says, this bedspread stinks. And did he mean it smelled, or it was like this?
I think he said it smelled musty or something, or I don't know.
I don't know. They're talking about how they've had the bed for 10 years, and then he lifts up the sheets, and it's actually 2 twin beds and 2 twin box springs just shoved together.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was 2 twins in a larger size, like frame. Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Well,
interesting.
There might have been a frame, but I distinctly saw 2 box springs and 2 mattresses, and they might have put it on like an adjustable, like queen size frame or something.
And also, did you notice that it's a really small bed? Do you know what I mean? It's like a full.
I don't think
it's a queen.
It's not a queen. And they don't, there's no headboard. There's nothing. I mean, and Janelle's room is just, it looks like the room of, a 12-year-old, 13-year-old boy. I mean, it's just like the piles of clothes, no decor.
Mm-hmm.
Not a place where a lot of magic is happening.
Yes.
So they're going to get a new bed.
Yes, a bedroom set.
Oh,
they're giving each other a bedroom set for Christmas and birthdays.
Yes, they're combining everybody's. It's like Christmas, Janelle's birthday, his birthday, and their anniversary.
Yes,
for the whole year, for the whole next year. It's like, wow, how expensive is this bedroom set? But and Kody says that they have a relationship that finds romance in very pragmatic things. So once in a while, when we get romantic, it seems slightly awkward.
Yeah, what's that all about? That's weird.
I don't know.
So it's awkward. I mean, what are you trying? So it's so that you're more comfortable being pragmatic with the. I mean, and so then when you're romantic, it's awkward. But
it sounds like they're not very romantic with each other very much. So when they are romantic, it's awkward.
Yeah, which is very different than what was portrayed in season 18, where Kody could not believe that Janelle was willing to give up on him and his 6-pack abs, and
because she just wanted him for his body, for his pecs and his abs.
So it's very,
which is it, Kody? I mean, and she agreed. She was like, we have no problems there. So,
but wait a minute, did you see where they went?
Oh, was it the consignment?
Yes, they went to Colleen's consignment.
So this is a used mattress?
I don't know. But I remember distinctly seeing the outside, and it said Colleen's, and it looked just like it.
So, or maybe they're getting the bedroom set there and getting the mattress somewhere else?
No, they're getting the mattress there because he goes back and gets it there. So I don't know if it's used. I don't know if they get, I don't know if Colleen's consignment, they get, stuff from companies. They're like, they can sell these, or these are leftovers or whatever, and they sell them. I'm not quite sure. But just the way Kody described them, like bed shopping together, he's like, but bed shopping, it didn't feel awkward. We were connecting on a sweet level, and it was a neat experience together to like go to Colleen's consignment and roll around on a bed and see if you liked it.
Yeah.
It was a strange thing.
The way he describes things sometimes is so weird, because I think the producers say to him, well, how are you feeling about this? Tell us, describe. And then he has to come up with something. And, he kind of tries too hard, and he comes up with something that it's like, you don't need to put that much into it.
Yeah.
So, I love it. Janelle wants to put it on layaway. And who here remembers layaway? Do they still do layaway?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I do remember because like beds were like when you buy a mattress and a box spring and all that, that is one thing that you can buy and do in payments that I had never, I think that was like when I purchased my first bed as an adult. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
And,
you can usually do like interest-free.
Yeah.
payments.
For a year, if you can get it paid off in a year.
Because
it's
beds,
interest free.
Now the price is coming down, like the ones that you can order online that are all squished together. And but mattresses used to be very, very expensive, for good mattresses, like thousands of dollars.
Well, even now though, they're still that
they're
much.
still expensive, but they're less than the traditional, because you have to get the box spring and the mattress. Now I think the technology is such that you don't really need a box spring. So anyway, there's just something interesting. But yeah, I remember layaway.
But we don't have too much time there because we've got to go through a final walkthrough. Oh my God.
Another one?
I'm wondering how much can you possibly go into someone else's house and go, ooh, ooh, you know what I mean? It's like, oh God, this is,
Well, it seemed like this was the final one with the builder where like, okay, speak now or forever hold your peace. Like this is, you look at everything and if something's not right or whatever, you got to say it now because we're not coming back here, Yeah.
Meri, specifically to you.
And Meri did have some a lot of comments.
Oh, yes.
But the first we see Kody and Robyn and they're just all hot for each other.
Oh my God.
In the kitchen talking about, he's like, oh, you're too good looking or you're too pretty to have to cook.
Oh yeah. They're like ready to get down and dirty.
Yeah. And Mona and the builder are just looking at each other like, oh my God, like.
What is happening?
Yeah. They're just giddy. And Cody's like, oh, you always wanted to own a home, huh? Robyn's like, yes, always. I mean, it was.
Yeah. Cody's feeling like a big man. He's like, yes, I provided a home for you as opposed to your last, partner, husband. It's just
your
like,
first home.
I'm like, oh, please.
Like
you don't even have financing yet. Like, slow your roll.
I know. This home is not even legally yours yet. Calm down. I would be, you know what? Stop flirting and go check on your paperwork.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Focus on that. Mona is just rolling her eyes.
Yeah, she's done. She is so done with this family. Yeah.
Then they show the family. Oh, did they show Meri? Maybe they showed that later.
They next go to the family. We next have to talk about the family mission statement.
Oh God. Kody said something that I just thought was so douchey. He says, they're all gathered and he says, I hope you guys, out of respect for us and the hard work we're doing to get into these homes, that you'll help on the family mission statement.
Yeah, I know. That was it was kind of a weird way of presenting it to them.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what? You all chose these homes.
Right.
You chose this life, number one. Number two, you chose these homes in this situation. And so now it's like, come on.
Like we're supposed to be so grateful that it's like we were happy back in Lehigh,
Yeah.
So don't get on that kick. Yeah, but the family mission statement, I think this was fueled by their visit with the Doggers.
Yes, the Doggers. And we get a recap of the Doggers and talking about the family mission statement and all that good stuff. So Christine's the driver of this.
Yeah.
And so she gives everyone questionnaires and they all have to brainstorm ideas. And Christine, in her typical Christine fashion, is like, there are no bad ideas. There's no, everybody's ideas are great. There's no wrong answers. Let's be supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I wrote down some of the ones I thought were funny. So McKelty says, these are her ideas about the mission statement. We are at our worst when we are together.
Yes. Like, McKelty, how dare you?
But she's not wrong. She's not wrong. They are at their worst. I mean, their individual family units function pretty well when they all try to get together and do something dumb like this. It's just chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the best is that Janelle is like, oh, God, this is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Janelle is like, this is tedious. This is boring. Why are we doing this? Because, and you can see here, I think this is Christine desperately grabbing onto anything to give her hope or light at the end of the tunnel. It really is. I mean,
she thinks, that now that they're in these new homes, they're going to have a family mission statement. They're all back together again. She thinks that, her relationship with Kody is going to be great.
Yeah. Or maybe, I mean, I don't know. I do wonder if she kind of in the back of her mind thinks it's not going to, sort of knows the truth, but as long as she, keeps holding on to these things, like maybe the mission statement will be it. Maybe it will be this. Maybe it will be that. I don't know. But yeah, Janelle's not into it.
No.
At all.
And then Kody starts talking about how when Meri and I got married, we didn't have a plan. 10 or 12 years ago, I felt like I was a complete failure for most of my life and my relationship with my children and my wives. I felt like a fireman reacting to things. Moving into these homes will be an opportunity to change that and start building lives like an architect.
Yes.
That was interesting.
Yeah. And I was really confused. I'm like, so this was 10 years ago? Okay. Well, where were you all? So you're all at Lehigh? I mean, like, what is that? And I understand because it's true. They are very reactionary. There's not a lot of plans. It's a lot of like, we saw that as they were fleeing Utah. Nothing is planned out very well. We know that. But what was leading to that? I wanted a little more context of like, what does this mean?
Yeah, it was kind of Kody's musings, Again, a producer asked him a question. He felt like he had to come up with some big dialogue. But I mean, he is self-aware. I mean, everything he says is true. He and Meri didn't have a plan. The marriages kind of all happened very haphazardly. And I think what he's talking about is when they started having kids, at a certain point after a few years, he realized that, all he was doing was putting out fires and they really didn't have a plan for their lives or what they were doing. And so now he's going to try to turn that all around.
Got it. So this is the big moment. So like he married Meri, and then as a reaction to he and Meri, he married Janelle. And then they're like, oh crap, these two aren't getting along. And then I married Christine, and we're now having kid after kid after kid. Now we need to do something. Okay. I'm with you now, Kody. All righty.
Yeah. So then we do Meri's walkthrough. Kody and Danny. And of course, Meri has issues. The lights are not hung properly, and everyone's just kind of looking at her, and she's like, well, I paid for this. I want to get it right. And it's like, I'm with you, Meri. Yeah. I mean, it should be done right.
Well, she does say that. She says, she has these fears around like not feeling like she's worth it. Here we go, worthy up here.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting of this. And I don't know if that's worth meaning, because she didn't have more children. I don't know if that's the way in which Kody's made her feel, but it is this weird thing where I do believe she looks at the two lights and sees that they're slightly off. If they are or not, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know if the mantle's off or the lights are off, but you get the sense with her that, Kody has been in her ear for so long, like making her feel like crap or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that is the cornerstone of their relationship and the whole thing about having to have equal. She deserves equal, because I think she has felt, and I don't know if this is because of Kody, I'm sure he's part of it, but she clearly feels unworthy, because she couldn't have more children, and that's why she stayed so long and all of that. And now she's going to take that word back. And
yes, with her new guy.
Repurposing it, worthy up. Yeah, I saw online that, I mean, she's already got like sweatshirts or something. Like she's already got merch.
This worthy thing is like, I keep waiting for her to come up with something that's going to explain it, but I think it's not. It's just like, I've come up with this phrase, worthy up. Oh, is it trademark? No, great. I'm going to slap it on some t-shirts.
Yeah. So then, Mona brings up that, I guess she finally has all of her documents in, but Mona says it doesn't just happen overnight.
Yes.
They have to process these documents.
Yes.
And she basically tells her, you're not getting in before Christmas.
Yes. This is her being so done with people. And this is what I was wondering. Because we were hearing last time about how Janelle and Christine apparently got all their documents in. And then what they were waiting for was Meri and Robyn and Kody to bring the documents in. So it's very obvious that Meri just put in the documents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. And so this is what I was wondering about. Because, I feel like Meri's a little bit more of a stickler with these things. Like, why did it take Meri forever to turn in the documents? And I'm wondering if Kody dragged his, because they were still legally married at this point.
Right.
Right. So
yeah,
maybe
they're probably filing taxes together.
Yeah. So it is interesting that some of it is a bit naive on Meri's part to think that I can just turn in my paperwork on a Friday and get the keys to the house on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing too is I'm wondering what held up that paperwork. Like, was it her or Kody?
She's pretty organized.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was Kody. And Robyn's was hung up because she was still trying to settle with all those creditors.
Yeah.
And I bet you that Kody was more focused on that.
I'm sure he was.
Than Meri's paperwork.
Yes. Yes. He'd be like, oh, well, I'll get to it, Meri. I'll get to it.
Because he has a place to go. He can just move in with...
He's got 3 other homes. What does he care about Meri's house?
Yeah. Well, Meri just had to find somewhere else to stay.
Yeah. But Mona's really done with these people at this point. I mean, she's got nothing left in her. And she also points out, and also the holidays are starting. And Meri asks something about, because Meri goes into this whole thing about my family's coming to help me move. And will it be ready by Monday? And Mona's like, Monday's Christmas Eve. No,
no one's even working Monday.
No. We are not, she turned her paperwork in on it sounds like the 22nd of December and wants to have the house in by the 23rd or 24th. It's crazy making.
Yeah. Well, now I was a little confused. Okay. So then Mona's got all of them gathered at Janelle's house. I believe.
Yes.
And
very ominous.
Yeah. Very ominous. And she tells Meri, you're not getting in by Christmas. You're going to be the last one to move in. And Meri says, Leon's going to be upset. Then she says to Janelle and Kody, your docs are at title. So they're going on title together?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about
and Kody, they must be going on title together.
Huh.
Which is
so is he going on the title with everyone? Because Robyn also says that she wants to own this house. It would be Robyn and Kody Brown together.
Well, no, she just said, I want to own this house as Robyn Brown. She didn't say Kody.
I thought he was also on. Okay. Psych Legal Pop will be back after these messages.
Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
It's just one bombshell after another, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
I don't think he can be on title to all these houses because he wouldn't qualify for that would mean he'd have to qualify for 4 loans.
Yeah.
He doesn't make that much money.
So maybe Mona's saying it in the sense of really it's Janelle, but it's because she's being respectful and saying, okay, this is your partner. I don't know because they're all married.
She said, Janelle and Kody, your docs are at title. So I think he's on title with, Janelle. We know it's not Christine because she mentioned that the first time she was ever on title to any of these houses with Kody was in Flagstaff.
Mm.
So she tells Christine, she says, you're closed, but we're waiting for docs. So I guess Christine's already signed.
Yeah.
Waiting for something.
I think Janelle was the farthest along. I think Janelle could leave that day and sign.
Right.
And get in there. And I think Christine, it was like, hey, it's there, but you need another day.
Yeah. And then Robyn is going to title tomorrow to sign. Mm-hmm. So Meri is just devastated.
She is the odd wife out.
That's mystery solved.
Yes.
She's the odd wife out. So Janelle and Kody go to...
Hold on. Can I just say something real quick? So in this conversation, Meri talks about like Leon is going to be so disappointed. All they ever wanted was for Christmas. And and this is what I think. I mean, I'm sorry, Meri and Kody, right? I mean, and Meri, you're the primary caretaker. Like, what are you saying to Leon this whole time? I mean, you come on. You had to be. I mean, Mona's been saying this to you. And it's this weirdest thing where Mona's saying to Meri the day before, like, you are not going to get in by Christmas. She flat out looks at her and says, it's not going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen. And then they have this meeting a day or two later, and there's Meri again. Like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? It's like, no, the minute Mona told you no, or you really should have had a conversation with Leon. And I don't think, because we see Leon freaking out, I don't think Meri was very direct at all. No. I think Meri kept Leon on the hook until the bitter end. And
no, she wasn't honest about what was really happening.
So I don't know if it's like Meri can't be honest with herself about what reality is, or if she's this naive, or if she's like, well, I'm just going to be optimistic about it. I don't know, but it's just bizarre. It's like, what? This woman told you no. Anyway, I don't know. But it is, I could imagine it's really hard, right? If I was Meri, I empathize with you because, it is, it would suck. It really would. But it's not like this was ripped right out from underneath you. Anyway.
Well, also the reality is, okay, she's going to get into her house a couple days later. Like if her family's coming to help, they can help. It's like, just because you're not there with the keys on Christmas Day doesn't mean it's like all is lost.
Yes, yes.
That's what you should be telling Leon. Like, look, it's just a couple more days. Let's get ready. We'll celebrate Christmas a couple days later, whatever, Yeah. Yeah. There's other ways to handle it. So then they ask Daniel, the builder.
This was great.
His assessment of the couples. And he says that Kody and Janelle, that Cody's very serious with Janelle, just very matter of fact. That he's jovial with Christine. He's accommodating with Meri, even though he doesn't always agree with her. And Robyn, they're still like on their honeymoon. They're in the newlywed stage.
And we see little clips of this, right? We see him like walking around, and then the rest of it's like he and Robyn are making out in the kitchen together. I mean, it's just a...
And I just wrote a little note here. I said, it's really striking how far they have come from being like living very modestly, even on poverty, kind of close to the poverty line, like conditions, to this.
Yeah.
These 4 brand new homes.
Getting to pick everything yourself. And those, I mean, what are those 3,000 square feet homes, each of them? 4,000? I mean, huge.
I don't know.
Ginormous.
Not good with square footage, but they're 4 or 5 bedroom homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, but there goes through the whole thing where he goes through the walkthrough with Christine, and she keeps talking about how she feels like the family culture is falling apart. And this is, again, Christine's cries for help. Of like, these are all cries for help. Like, I feel like she's not directly ever saying it's you, Kody. Like, I feel like you're pulling away, but our family culture, and Cody's just mad at her because he's like, you're upset because you're looking at everything like glass half empty. And I'm like, you know what, Kody, she's always been the peppy, happy one.
Right.
So if she starts thinking that the glass is half empty, that's a sign.
Yeah. Something's wrong.
Yeah. That maybe she's upset.
And I think she must have brought up that she was scared about, what the financial burden that they're taking on.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then he kind of starts fussing at her and he says, our only choice was to be in separate homes and fail as a family or be mortgage poor. And, what's more important, the family or being mortgage poor? And Christine's like, okay, I choose mortgage poor. And that's when he's like, yeah, why are you seeing this as glass half empty? So
these actually, I just want to say these weren't their only two options. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't failure or mortgage poor. Mm-hmm. It was, no, you wanted this lifestyle. This is what you wanted and you're choosing it. So I don't know.
No one's forcing you to do this. And also too, I think, Kody, everybody thought that the mere proximity of these homes was going to unite the family and make the family, get it back to their family culture or whatever. And guess what? It didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They all talk now about how they basically just lived very separately in their separate homes in the cul-de-sac. And yeah, it was easy to have family get-togethers because everyone could just walk outside and,
mm-hmm.
meet in the cul-de-sac or whatever. But for the most part, on a day-to-day basis, living their lives, they really did live separately. And when they were in the rental homes in Vegas, Kody acts like they were so far away. Robyn and Christine lived on the same street.
Mm-hmm.
And then Janelle lived around the corner. And then Meri lived like, I don't know, half a mile away.
Yeah.
If you would have, that's not hard to go from house to house to house.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference? But you in the cul-de-sac, just because you can walk to these other homes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just that again, this is part of they have this way of this fantasy thinking, like if only we do this,
mm-hmm.
if only things are like this, everything else in our life will be great.
Well, and this is what, a lot of people do, right? Yeah. Like I'm unhappy, so I'm going to move. Mm-hmm. I'm going to move across the country and I'll be a totally different person. And it's like, no, wherever you go, there you are. Mm-hmm. Whatever your problems or issues are, they're going to follow you. And that's the thing. It's like, if something isn't working in your life, it's not just the job. And I have this a lot with clients. They'll come to me and they'll be, I hate my work. I hate this. I hate that. And then you start breaking things down and it's like, well, it's because it's not your job. It's because you feel, you don't feel appreciated by the people around you. It's not the work itself. It's the people, mm-hmm. It's this person or that person, that it's not always about. People think that, a new home, and we all do this, a new home, new haircut, new whatever, losing 20 pounds, whatever it is going to make us feel so different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to change our lives. And it doesn't, because at the end of the day, we are who we are and you feel what you feel. And even people who have tons of money and are beautiful and all this stuff. Yeah, they have beautiful mansions, but if they're unhappy, they're unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're beautiful and unhappy, you're still unhappy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not how it works, Kody.
Yes. But this is the best was that so Janelle is the only one that at this point has keys. Mm-hmm. And so the kids, all the kids are gathering their stuff and they want to sleep there that night. And then Janelle, it seems like, is kind of like, okay, well, they'll figure out their bedrooms or whatever it is. And Kody starts to insert himself in this about assigning bedrooms. And it's like, God, Kody can't even handle this little thing with assign. You know what I mean? Because Gabe's saying, I want this one and that one. And it seems like Janelle's very much like, okay, whatever, pick something, there's nothing, like the boys can pick what they want. And it's just like, God, this must be really frustrating to have Kody just insert himself.
Oh, he's got to be involved in everything. It's like, let them just pick their rooms. What do you care? You're hardly ever even there.
How is it going to affect you if Gabe is here versus there?
It's not. Just worry about your bedroom, Kody,
I mean, it's not like the kids were walking into the master bedroom saying, this is our bedroom.
Right.
It's like, what if these kids can figure it out on their own, is that big of a deal? But it's like this, it's control. It's almost like children cannot have that kind of control to pick a bedroom. It's like, oh, God, who cares?
Yes. So, then Kody announces that, he has enough money to get the bed out of layaway.
Ooh.
And he's going to surprise Janelle with it. Yeah, I'm sure TLC gave him the money to get it out of layaway. So,
but not the whole bedroom set, just the bed and the frame, I think.
Oh, is there a mattress? I didn't see a mattress.
Well, no, I know. I saw a mattress. So new mattress and I think the bed frame. But the rest of the bedroom set is still at Colleen's.
Okay.
Yeah, the dresser and all that other stuff.
It's still on layaway.
Yes.
Okay. So I have here Leon saying they're happy for Janelle, but she says, they say the house is right there. It's done. Why can't we just go in there?
Yeah.
She says, they say, I just want to slap whoever is doing this stupid underwriter, whatever.
Yeah. And again, I mean, I just feel like, oh God. And also, I don't know. I think it's so hard to be a teenager on these reality shows. I really do feel for these people. I do. Yeah. It's really hard. Yeah.
And all the other kids who are not Janelle's kids seem kind of sad because they all come over for dinner to Janelle's new house. And
well, yeah, because they're celebrating Joseph Smith's birthday. And they're going to have to, they have to celebrate this.
Well, yeah. Why are they celebrating? I don't know.
They've always celebrated it. Christine says that she's always celebrated Joseph Smith's birthday. Yes, yes.
And this is when Christine she presents all the children these gifts, which of course, they don't want. It's got the meaning of all of their names and their birthdays and kind of like on a
what it says about them
plaque type thing. Yeah. You could tell none of them gave a shit. Like, and she says she's resetting everything. This is part of the I didn't understand.
Yeah. You know what? I was a little confused too, because she said names and birth dates. And then she said the things about you, and they were reading them out loud. I'm like, so is this astrology?
Yeah.
Like, is this like you're a Pisces, you're a Virgo. This is
your birth chart. And these are your,
but you know how it is. It's like, there's the typical horoscope, and then there's people that find, you give them the time of date and where you're born and all that. And they can really get into the nitty gritty. And so it's like, is it that, or is it something
I doubt
else?
I think it's just it's got the meaning of the names, and then it's got their astrological sign.
Yeah. But I mean, I will say that probably because each one looked very different. Wasn't like she just like photocopied each one, or like cut and paste things. I mean, she spent a lot of time and energy on these for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that was nice. But yeah, it was sweet though. Christine said, this is, I want the kids to know this is who you are and this is how I see you. And she said she only wanted to do the positives. You know what? It's funny. It's almost kind of like this is what she wants from Kody.
Right.
This is what she wants
to be seen.
Yes. She wants to be seen by Kody. She wants to be seen by everybody. But mainly Kody. Like she's she's giving out the things that she wants. And so keep coming back to this point of this is the failings of Kody is that he was focusing on the wrong things. He was so focused on, we have to get into these houses and we have to be close to each other, and that's going to help us. And it's like, no, you have to build good relationships with your children, with your partners. You can live 5,000 miles away from someone, but if you have a good relationship with them where you're invested in them, it's going to carry itself through. Or you can sit next to someone and treat them like crap, and that is this problem is you've been focusing on all the wrong things this whole time. And then you tell us like 10 or 15 years ago, you were focused on the wrong things or you were doing the wrong things. It's like, yet again,
you're still doing it.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, it's a lot of like, oh, this is a fresh start sort of thing. And Kody says, the one thing I wanted was for my children to identify as siblings, no matter what mother they came from. Again,
okay.
Don't know how.
Okay.
Really.
I mean,
I don't know. Work on that. Don't just say it, work on it.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing. I think he thinks that if he says something, that it should be true, or if I say it, or if that's what I want, that is what reality is. And I think this is a lot of what Kody has been going through these last couple of years. His ego's too big to admit that he had failed in some way, but like it's because he was such a victim about everything. But I think this is what he's really at the core is and I've said this many times, like Kody is not a leader. He's not a good leader. He does not have leadership skills, not like Joe Dogger.
No.
He does not have any of that. And I think that it's like, this is just, I think it's the realization, like, no, you're not a good leader.
Mm-mm.
And now he's blaming plural marriage, or I mean, listen, I don't know if I believe in plural marriage, but like he's blaming plural marriage, and he's blaming all these things, and blaming Christine and Christine's personality, or Janelle or Meri or the catfishing or whatever. And it's like, no, you're not very good at this. You weren't very good at this. And as much as you tried, you never focused on the right things ever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because doing all the right things is too hard. He doesn't want to work that hard. He is not a hard worker.
No, he is not.
He just flits around. He always looks busy, but he's not working hard. He's just flitting around.
Oh God, I hate those people. Have you ever worked with those people that walk really fast? They're like, oh my God, I can't stop and talk to you. But like, hi, oh, blah, blah, blah. And they're like constantly like moving 1,000,000 miles an hour. And you're like, what are you doing all day?
Not doing anything.
Yeah, you're not doing crap. But you do a great job of looking busy all the time.
So now they show Robyn at her house, and I'm kind of confused if this is before Christmas or after Christmas, because I think it's before. She's still at her. Okay, so are her kids not going to be there for Christmas Day, or I don't know, because she's packing. She's at her house, I guess the rental house, packing. She's stressed. She's trying to leave in an hour,
to take the kids to Montana.
Yeah, getting keys today. Kids haven't seen the house, wants them to see it before they go to Montana. Takes them to the house.
And did you notice that Aurora was not packing? She was playing with Solomon again.
Yeah, not very helpful.
Annoying. Not listening.
Christine also just got her keys. So so basically
Robyn's freaked out because she's got to pack up the stuff for the rental house, but she also has to pack up stuff for all the kids, those 3 kids, to get them rolling to do that. And they have to leave in an hour. And then in the midst of all this, she gets a phone call saying, hey, you can pick up your keys. So this is her again, like, oh my God, the kids have to see the house before we go and get into go to Montana. And then we see them go and see that. And then we have Kody going, well, I need to say goodbye to all the wives. So we see him like this. I think this must be his thing of like, see, I'm staying connected to everyone. Yeah, bye, Christine. Bye, bye, Janelle. Oh yeah. See you, Meri. So they all do the, but they do it's so weird. They do the walkthrough with Christine. Oh, Christine's kids finally get to see the house. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know what I kind of petered out after that because
Christine says she knew she wasn't being a very good sister wife. Because, this was interesting. So she said at the time she felt like she wasn't being a good sister wife. They were separated. And she said that, because she has this renewed life in her for this new house in the mission statement. She's like, what would have happened if she had left the family, or if someone had helped her leave the family when she was feeling really low before,
help
so
her
she said,
leave the family. That's interesting.
She said during her hard times, help her get out of this family. Ooh. Which is what I wonder is that if she had a few hard times before in Lehigh, and maybe her mother or someone else, maybe an aunt or a cousin that had gotten out was saying to her, you can get out of this. You're unhappy. Right. You want out. You can get out. Stay. And so that's why this is her big thing was like, oh my God, now I have this house. If I had left, I wouldn't have had this. But imagine what you could have had. I don't know. And then the whole thing ends with Robyn saying she's just blessed to be a sister wife. This is just the blessings of sister wifeness. Is this, moment.
Yeah. No, everyone's brainwashed. To just us like, oh, if we just speak this into existence, it'll all be okay. It's a new beginning. Everything's going to be great.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. And yet it isn't. But next week, we really see more of this. Oh, my God. But, once they get into the houses, we got to do the mission statement. That's going to be...
Isn't that like
10 years?
2 seasons?
Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be painful.
So, but they're now all in the houses. Or no. Sorry. Everybody's in the houses except for Meri. Next week, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see Leon having a hard time with all of this. But I don't remember when Meri ever gets the keys. I can't remember what the evolution of that was. So we'll see next week.
We'll find out.
Something to live for. A reason to get up in the morning.
Yes. All right. So thank you for joining us for the Sister Wives Rewind. We do this every Tuesday. And on Thursdays, we have documentaries. So please check us out. If you want to go back to the Sister Wives from season 1, episode 1, it starts February 13th of 2023. That's all in our back feed. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast. And if you could give us a 5-star rating and review, we would appreciate that. It would help us grow the podcast. And we are on social media at PsychLegalPop on Instagram and TikTok. And I think that's about it.
Yeah. We have lots of exciting things coming up. We have some changes to the podcast and some things that we're going to be doing a little differently. So, and some exciting announcements. So stay tuned. Lots happening.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to simplify and secure bill pay. That's proven financial infrastructure built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. Visit Bill.com/proven for a special offer.